Hi guys, Mimi G here. Welcome back to my channel. I wanted to do a quick look back at everything that I made in the month of December. And actually, I think everything I'm showing you, I sewed together in a matter of like 5 days. And that's because I was really limited on time and I was traveling and I wanted new clothes for my travel. So I decided I was just gonna sew as much as I could for like 5 days. And this is everything that came out of those days. So I made this really adorable shirt and I made matching pants. I'm super into like monochromatic looks or all same print looks. Like it's just my jam right now. It's what I'm feeling. So I've been doing a lot of that. But I made this top here and I don't actually have any pictures, but I got like my little, my IG reels that you guys can see me sort of styled and wearing it. And I'll try and post that for each of the looks. So here's this one. I loved the elastic and I will list all of the patterns for you guys on my blog post. So in the description box below, there's a link, and in that blog post, you'll be able to find the patterns that I used for most of this. There's only one thing that I still have to look up the pattern because I don't remember what it is, but by the time you watch this and go to the blog, it'll be on there. So this was the first shirt. This is actually a new Simplicity pattern that just came out not long ago. And I love the little collar and the elastic sleeve. It's just like a perfect, cute button-up shirt. And this adorable mushroom fabric I got from, I think it was from Joann's, honestly. I think that's where I found it. And I bought enough to make matching pants. So these are super flowy, wide leg pants that I made. These are actually, I think it's like an old Vogue pattern. Honestly, I think it's out of print, but I will, if it is out of print, I'll have it linked or pictures of the pattern, or maybe like a substitute pattern you could use in the blog post. The one change that I did to it was that I added elastic to the back. I just find that it makes my pants more comfortable to wear, especially if it's a high waist pant. So I add elastic to the back, which means I just cut my band and my pant just a little bigger in the back so that I could insert the elastic and create sort of this little snapback. So that was one. And then we have...
Get that. Could you try again?
Child, ain't nobody talking to you. Okay, and so this shirt I have made twice before. You can see those here and here. And both of those are the same pattern, just a different view, different style. This fabric is probably one of my favorites. It's a fabric that I have in my fabric store, melanatedfabrics.com. And I love this fabric. It is so amazing. It feels fantastic. And I just love like the neutral brown tones. It was just, I don't know, the vibe I was feeling. And it has buttons on the shoulder, so it's a little off shoulder. And then it has buttons all the way down. And then of course I add my tag. So I made the shirt. And then I have a pair of matching pants. And these are actually, there's no pattern, I'm sorry. This actually I rubbed off from a pair of pants that I had found at a thrift store like 2 years ago. And I loved how big and balloony, I don't know, that's not a word, but just roll with me, how balloony the pant was. And it's a high waist, they're super big and flowy, and I love this pant. And I wear that thrifted pant all the time, so I just rubbed it off and created a pattern. And then made these matching, obviously, to wear with my shirt. And of course they have pockets, and on the inside I put a drawstring. So they are elastic, but then that center row is a drawstring. So I loved this look. Then I pulled out one of my old tried and true patterns that I designed with Simplicity many years ago. Actually, I think it's out of print, so I plan to bring back a new boiler suit pattern for fall of 2023. So if you have this pattern, awesome. If you don't, it is out of print, like I said, but you still might be able to find it sometimes like in the drawers at like Joann's or maybe even on Etsy. So this is my pattern. I believe the number is 8060. All this info will be, like I said, in the blog post. But it's probably one of my favorite patterns I've ever designed. I love a great boiler suit. And this one's really awesome. It has a fly front zip, pockets. It has the drawstring at the waist. It has pockets, just a bunch of stuff. And then of course I add my, my label to the pocket. I love that jumpsuit or boiler suit. And that fabric is actually also from Melanated Fabrics. So I don't know if we still have some in stock, but if we do, I will link it in that blog post. And then I sort of hacked another one of my patterns. I think last fall, maybe the fall before, I don't remember. I released a sweatshirt pattern with a matching rib wrap skirt, sort of an, I don't know, like a more updated loungewear look where you don't necessarily want to wear sweatpants, but you still want to wear something casual and comfortable, but still be cute. That pattern was a big hit. So that is what this sweatshirt is, except I made some modifications because I cropped it. So that was really the only thing that I changed, is I cropped the length of my actual pattern. And again, I always use my little tags. And then of course I made matching joggers. I love these. This is probably one of the most favorite things that I love to wear, are like wide leg, high waist joggers. And so these are a modification to, also I believe it's a Vogue pattern, or maybe a Simplicity one, again in the blog post. That pattern was super basic and not exactly what I wanted, so I just used it as a base for what I did want. I raised the waist so I could make it high waist. I made the leg more flared. I added the pin tuck in the front of the legs, which I think is, well, actually to both the front and the back. I love a pin tuck on a jogger. I made the waistband wider and did a big thick elastic, and then also did a drawstring, and of course they got pockets. Then I've also made this dress before too. I made this dress, which is really cool, easy to wear. I made it out of a heavyweight rib knit that, I don't know where I got this from, but wherever I got the fabric from, it's amazing. It feels really nice and more of a hefty feel for a rib knit. And, you know, although the dress is pretty basic, like I added elastic to the waist, and I also took quite a bit off of the skirt part, because the dress is meant to fit a little more flowy on the bottom, and I wanted more of a bodycon skirt look. So I took quite a bit off, and because it's a knit fabric, I worked with a significant amount of negative ease. And in the front, it's kind of like, okay, it's cute, you know, like the shape of the sleeve and everything, and the waist and the elastic, but it's the back that I really love, because it's like low, it's kind of sexy. So I really loved wearing this. I wore it with my docs. And then the last thing that I made in the month of December, which actually probably took the most amount of time, was Nikkis Pattern from Nikkis Patterns. If you're not familiar, I launched a new pattern line with the big four. We're now the big five, and it's Nikkis Patterns, and the entire line is designed by designers or makers in the community. So basically I license all of these amazing makers and give them the opportunity to have their own pattern lines. We launched in the fall, in October, and it's just been so amazing. The next drop should be really soon, probably looking at early February for their early spring pattern, so stay tuned for that. But this is ME2001. This is Nikkis Pattern, and it's this amazing coat. I love this coat. I made it out of a gray wool that we have at Melanated Fabrics. I will link to it if we still have it. What I loved about Nikkis pattern is that it has this super exaggerated collar and lapel. It has this wide band, which actually I made a little wider on the sleeve. It obviously has pockets, and it has belt loops and a belt, but no button closure, so it's super easy to make and wear. And then I fully lined it in this beautiful silky fabric I got at Joann's. I added my little loop here because I like to hang my jacket sometimes, so I always add a little loop. And it's beautiful. It's super long. Now, normally I would have cut the pattern, shortened the pattern a bit because I'm only 5'4". But I really liked how the pattern almost hit my ankle. So I kept it that length. So on me, it's super long. On Nikki, it kind of hits mid-calf. So depending on your height, you might want to adjust the pattern. But like I said, I loved how long it was, the weight of it. This wool isn't super heavy, so it didn't feel very heavy on me. And I wore it the entire time that I was away, and I love this coat. I plan to make it again. So I think that's everything that I made in the month of December. If you have questions about anything, leave them in the comments below or visit the blog post. Thank you guys for watching. And if you want to learn to sew, make sure and visit sewitacademy.com, where I teach you to sew. It's for beginners and intermediates, and you can skip around if you're an intermediate sewer and just want to get to some more heavier courses. But if you're a beginner and you've never sewn before, Sew It Academy is perfect for you, and you'll be able to make all of your own clothes as well. Plus, I have a free trial. You can sign up and get the first 5 courses for free, and I don't even ask you for a credit card, so how about that? Anyway, guys, thanks again for watching. I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.